All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are getting to the bottom of a mystery that has baffled parents for, well, forever. The science behind why the modern teenager seems to be completely boneless. And this quote from Marie-Françoise, a mother of six, just absolutely nails the problem, doesn't it? That liquid flow from the couch to the kitchen, it's less like walking and more like, yeah, an ooze. It's a hilarious picture, but it's pointing to something very real and very biological. So here it is, the big idea right at the start. Your teenager isn't lazy. Their spine hasn't actually turned to jelly. No, the real reason is way more fascinating. They are, right now, in the middle of a massive, and I mean massive, uncoordinated hardware reboot. So, where does this reboot start? Well, it kicks off with a truly mind-boggling amount of physical growth. Let's break down what this uncoordinated chaos actually looks like. Okay, get this. Between the ages of 10 and 18, a teenager can grow up to 25 centimeters. I mean, think about that. That's nearly a foot taller. But what's truly wild isn't just the final number, it's how they get there. And here's the thing, it's not like they just stretch evenly. It's completely out of whack. For girls, their legs might shoot out first, and then years later, their spine finally plays catch up. For boys, it's even weirder. Hands and feet can get bigger first, then the legs, then the back, and then, for some reason, the nose and ears. So this isn't some smooth, planned expansion. It's a chaotic, piece-by-piece construction job. So you've got this body in total chaos. And the brain? Well, the brain is just scrambling to keep up. And this, right here, is where the real trouble starts. The key player in all this is a part of your brain called the cerebellum. Think of it like the air traffic controller for your body. It manages all your movement, your balance, your coordination. Basically, it makes sure you don't fall over when you walk. And for the first decade of life, its job is pretty easy. But then, puberty hits. And this analogy just nails it. Piloting a kid's body is like playing a simple arcade game you've mastered. But piloting a teenage body, that's like getting yanked out of the arcade and thrown into the cockpit of a NASA space shuttle, overnight with zero training. Your arms and legs are suddenly longer, your center of gravity is all over the place, the brain literally has no idea where the body ends anymore. So, what happens when the brain and body are totally out of sync? Well, you get clumsiness, a lot of it. And this quote just says it all. They're not trying to trip over their own feet or walk into walls. Their internal GPS is just constantly, frantically recalibrating. And here's the last piece of the physical puzzle, because it's not just the brain's fault. While their skeleton is stretching out like crazy, the muscles just can't keep up. They're lagging behind, which creates this temporary but very real lack of muscle tone. This is the science behind that mushy feeling we talked about, and it's why a teenager doesn't just sit, they collapse. Okay, but here's where this whole thing goes from interesting to absolutely wild. That specific way they collapse onto the couch. It is not random, it's actually incredibly precise. Turns out there's a secret golden angle to the teenage slouch. So let's just ask the question. You've seen it, right? That very particular semi-liquid posture they manage to get into on any piece of furniture. What is up with that? The answer is 127 degrees. Yeah, that's the magic number. It's the precise angle their body is instinctively trying to find every time they slump down.
And 127 degrees isn't just some number pulled out of a hat. In the science of ergonomics, which is basically just the study of how to make things comfortable and efficient for the human body, it's known as the number of gold. It is the scientifically proven absolute best angle to relieve muscle tension.
And check this out. This is where it all comes together. When NASA studied how astronauts' bodies naturally float in zero gravity, what do you think happened? They settled into what's called a neutral body posture. The angle? You guessed it, 127 degrees. It's the same principle used to design super high-end physical therapy chairs. And yep, it is the secret sauce in those ridiculously comfortable business-class airline seats. So let's put it all together. What does this all mean for how we see the classic teenage slouch? Well, it means we've been getting it completely wrong. The next time you see a teenager looking like they've melted into the sofa, remember this. They are not being lazy. They are instinctively and kind of brilliantly finding the one position that gives their overstrained, lagging behind muscles a break. They are technically simulating a zero-gravity NASA maneuver to optimize muscular recovery.
So, the big takeaway here is that the teenage slouch isn't a sign of laziness. It's this incredibly smart subconscious act of ergonomic genius. I mean, it really makes you think, doesn't it? What other things that we just write off as lazy habits are actually brilliant biological hacks going on right under our noses? Something to think about.
With that, you'll certainly die smarter, but you'll still die. But before you do, don't forget to like the video and subscribe.